Here's a 2009 Cadillac Cts-v. It's got about 45,000 miles on it. It is a salvage title due to a light front end accident. You see a little bit down in here, the upper tie bar here is original to the car. That's all still red and the original hood latch. But if you look down in there, you can see the cooling is all brand new. That we had to replace. I don't know how well you can see. Down in that area, all the cooling fans are new and whatnot down there. The hood, as you can see from the VIN tag here, that's all, the hood's still factory to the car. It has not been painted. On the hood, as you can see here, there's a little paint chip right there, there, and a couple there. In other words, the hood's perfectly fine. The fenders were painted. The front bumper cover we had in color. You can see there's just a little bit of a scuff there on the front corner. On the rims, there's a couple of them that have a couple of marks. That rim there looks perfect. You can see the tires look really well, almost new there. Coming down the side. This car here in particular has the carbon fiber insert. Some of them have the dark wood, but this one's carbon fiber looking. This is factory look. It's not somebody putting decals on. And of course it does have the Recaro seats. Of course, we've got a moonroof up on top. This rear rim here, as you can see, this is probably the worst one. You can see just right here on the outer edge of it, something, I don't know if they rubbed up against a curb or if that happened in transport or what, but it's just a really light mark kind of going around it, as you can see. Rear tires, I would say they're about 60% life left. I'll let you look under the rear of the car here. We did no repair work whatsoever for anything on this car to the fenders back. Can't see any marks whatsoever here on the trunk, no scratches or anything. As always, there's no spare tire, and the Cts-v is in the air pump is missing. We don't have that. Back here, that's where the battery goes in the Cts-vs. Side here looks like there's a little paint chip right there that's been touched up. Look at this rim here. You see there's just a little mark right down here, and then just a little bit of a mark right there. These are the silver painted wheels. They're not the polished that come on some of the Cts-vs. And look at the VIN tag, just so you can see that we're talking about the same car here. I don't know how well that focuses. This does have the suede leather steering wheel here and the shifter in the center. We'll finish our walk around here in the car before we go inside. This wheel here has got, that's probably the worst spot on it. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's a few dots. I don't know what that is. I can definitely feel it with my fingernail, so it won't come off, but it'll always be there. Of course, the front tire looks really well. Then underneath the front of the car, there was no suspension damage whatsoever, no drivetrain damage. You can see there's the engine cradle. There was no frame damage. Both front fenders were replaced, the front bumper cover replaced, the cooling, and then of course the headlights. It's kind of a look under the midsection of the car. This is Pennsylvania. I don't know if you can tell by the tags here, but that they are Pennsylvania emission stickers. That's where the car came from. That's the title that we have for the car right now. We'll go ahead and start it up, and you can see turn the radio down. You can see everything. There's no idiot lights on the dash right now, just the one telling me to put my seatbelt on, which I'll put that on, and then you'll see that'll go out. There's no other idiot lights on. Car runs really well. Of course, here, this is your cruise control. These are your radio controls, your volume up and down. Turn the radio down so you can hear me. And then just like all Cts-vs, on the back side of the steering wheel, you got your paddle shifters for your transmission. This one here is your up, and then your down will be here on the other side. Again, it's got the carbon fiber inserts, your memory seats, power mirrors, windows and locks. Here's all your trip control functions, and then your interior dimmer. We'll look at the current mileage on the car. It's 45,342. Here the car, because it has the Recaro seats, you can see it's got the heated seats and the cooled seats here. Of course, this side here, you know, everything's going to work just fine. Got some storage here in front of the shifter, a power port. This is your electronic parking brake, and then your key fob. So there is no keys for the car. That's just your key fob. Of course, it's got remote start, your lock, unlock, and then for your trunk. Then the center console, power port, some USB ports. For an iPod, you can download music. And of course, that's a remote holder. We don't have an owner's manual for it, but here's some of the stuff for the car. Otherwise, you can see here the moonroof shade works just fine. That'll come all the way up. Of course, that'll go back, and then we can get the glass to go back as well. The Cts-v is, of course, all the Cadillacs. The glass only goes back, just the front panel moves. The back panel does not. So you can make the front panel go back to there, or you make it go forward, and then you can make it tilt up if you'd like. Here above your center console, that's your moonroof controls, of course your dome lights, your home link, lighted mirrors, both sides. In this car here, the curtain airbags did deploy. It's all nice and clean. The curtain airbags deployed. The driver wheel deployed, and then the seat belts also deployed. Everything's been replaced, brand new. You see there's no airbag light that's on whatsoever. I didn't clear any service suspension or anything like that when we first started the car. You know, everything works. Obviously your wipers work. Of course your radio works. Car does have navigation, so it tells us where we're at there. We can go back to the radio. We'll go for a little test drive. There's the navigation will go up and down. It is touch screen as well, so if you want to change the radio station wherever you'd like there. cruising pretty good. The road here curves a little bit, but to get on a straight stretch. See, we're doing about 55. I'm let go of the steering wheel. There's no shimmies or shakes. We're going straight down the road. I'll hit the brakes pretty good and hard here. You see I'm not touching the steering wheel. Stops nice and straight. I'm still not touching the steering wheel. Give her the gas. There's no torque steer to the car whatsoever, but of course it's a rear wheel drive, so you won't get that. See, our temperature is fine. We'll kind of go through some of the modes. Oil life remaining was 42%. Tire pressures are fine. Battery volts 14.7. Transmission temperature is 129 degrees. Oil pressure is 41 psi. And of course, this is our G meter, so as I turn the steering wheel, it tells us how many G's we're pulling. Well, that pretty much concludes our test drive. You can see here, the car there's no squeaks or rattles or bumps. You hit the brakes pretty hard. Stops great. Accelerates great. That flashing light just meant that the broke traction loose there. So, and shut the traction control. You can shut it off completely by pressing the traction control button here on the steering wheel, and that light will come back on. Press it again and it goes back off. So that's all there is to the car. If you have any questions, feel free to email us.